Hi, this is the rant that I promised you about price stability. So if I asked you what price stability was, I assume that you would respond that it meant that the price of a similar item would basically not change very much through time. And I would agree, that is what price stability sounds like. However, it is not what price stability is defined as these days. Central banks around the world have defined price stability as an increase in the price of things of 2% a year, and they've struggled mightily to get inflation over 2% a year, including creating essentially infinite amounts of money. Everybody assumed that that would create inflation, and yet here they are struggling along in the mid 1.5% range, and it's looking kind of embarrassing for them. What is really embarrassing, though, is the fact that they are on the record as essentially stating that the theft of your money is their objective. And what they're stating is that they want your money to buy 2% less next year than it did this year. That's what prices going up by 2% means. It means a lot of other things, such as the person who measures that 2% can decide basically how high they want that number to be. They can make all kinds of adjustments, but 2% is their stated goal, which means that over a 36-year period, your savings will lose half of their value. The money that you've saved to pass on to your children or whatever purpose you had in mind, the Fed and governments around the world, their stated objective is that 36 years from now, that will be worth half of what it is today. And I can tell you that they're actually understating it, because they've been much more successful than that. And it takes far less than 36 years for the value of your money to be decreased. Think back to when you were a child, what your parents or grandparents paid for a house or paid for a car. Now, I'll grant you that salaries are significantly higher today than your grandparents, but not that much higher for your parents. In the 80s, which is 45 years ago, an entire working lifetime ago, an income of 50 to 100,000 was considered a good income. It still is today. There are people who make a lot more, but there are many people, and I'm talking about just in America, not the truly envious billions around the world, but even in America, making $50,000 to $100,000 a year today is considered a good income. Prices have skyrocketed since 1980. Incomes are up maybe 30, 50%. Prices are up 10 times more. Look at the cost for having a medical emergency. Look at the costs for sending a child to college. Look at the costs for going out to eat at a fine restaurant. It used to be that $12 was a very high-end entree in 1980. Today, $12 is an inexpensive salad at an inexpensive restaurant. Salaries have not kept up, as they can't. Prices are increasing, but the price of labor doesn't have to go up. The price of labor has stayed the same, and that means our incomes are stagnant, our money is being stolen, and the stated goal is that 2% per year be stolen. How do you feel about that? Good luck.